Okay, hi guys, this is going to be the next chapter of The Never-Ending Story. This is chapter 9. If you want a quick recap on what's been happening, the main character is a guy called President Jackhammer, and he's been disguised as a sheep for the last 20 years. The first few chapters have been discussing the science of it, how he's going to disguise himself as a sheep, and sort of the later ones have been about the psychological effects. But what we haven't covered yet is why. Why has he been disguised as a sheep? So I'll get straight into it and let's see. Dear Diary, today I had a very special day. I met a new friend. Sorry, wrong file, hang on. Here we go. Chapter 9. Then Raoul opened his left clavicle. Wanna buy some hookers and blow? For the banana man's cerebral cortex? He asked with his flappy clavicle. Flappingly gregarious. Much like Peter Pan flipped. In order to fly over the codpiece of doom. But ultimately, less altitude was gained. Fuck it, she said, before plummeting into a parked Avanti in Ninjaville with some razor wire. Turn the page. And a golden brown cat named Hugglemuffins. He was dead, but very cuddly. If you're hungry and wanted and don't mind the fuzzy snucker bickle. What's happening to... I see Nargles. My mind. Dennis. Perhaps the voices were right. All 20 of them. The Pixies were performing that night, just out of rifle range. I started moving closer to Motown for tasering in hand-to-hand combat. The training they were subjected to, well, torture really, was reminiscent of Godzilla shit streaks, anal fistula surgery splattered on a silver platter without an accumulation of rabid honey badgers with pubic lice and cherry popsicles with pubic lice. Shouting, yeah, fruitcake. No, fuck fruitcake. Risetsu bought a Dijon mustard flask, shouting, mayhaps I shit in a bucket for supper, sir. Golly, what a swell idea. Then he went fetched the necessary equipment to accomplish this noble endeavour, but tripped over a hardened steel codpiece and fell into disrepute among the cultured film-going society patronising the art house, and insulting millions of codpiece aficionados such as Cthulhu, I'm not good at saying some of these words, sorry about that, who were pricks, but also nice, but not really, metaphorically speaking. Chapter 69. She was sitting on a cornflake, sipping some hot lad from Frisco, while humming a frivolous tune of the Azerbaijani anthem covered by Aziza, featuring Aziz in. A duet from hell. She then googled Aziz and tore her vocal cords in despair, screaming, why, Norman? The reverse psychology always works. Bulgarian bullshit threatens your higher brain functions and overall sanity, causing Western civilization to collapse and form a black hole, sucking in all forms of life besides Aziz, leaving the universe sobbing and depressed. The quasars lament. Why did this have to happen? We were doing so great until someone really cool, metaphorically speaking, came and was awesome. Yet, dripping saliva, I, the narrator, am interfering the radio reception over there because I am made of awesomeness and bullshittery covered in foil. I decree that Mormon is God's butt pimple and chalice of phlegm, cornucopia of discharge, but I digress. With flagons of the blood of digression. Let me eat your earwax, metaphorically speaking, and drink your brains, and dick your codpiece in a brother's stepmom's sister-in-law dripping squash box kind of way. Jasmine then went, less is more on our asses. Your asses may now open, gentlemen, for whence comes our gaping asshole, full of Jesus and Krispy Kremes and Mohammed. Piss, past. Two camels humping, a riffraff of Mohammed lovers, riding magical dragons while fingering their left ankles. Thusly, across the pyramids came flying a shield of thunder and the mighty crack of Allah's BDSM whip. The 72 virgins dripped rancid sweat over... Are you concentrating? Listen. It's going to start making sense now. The decomposing remains of Osama bin Laden flavoured funnel cake for 450 points. 500 points was too much mess. Camel guts everywhere. Mohammed's dick 404'd. Inside altar boys ate a Catholic Jesus biscuit with toe jam and Earl walking beside barefoot Tarsus Saul, who was a mime and Walmart parking lot evangelist, with a tongue made for licking dog butt and 7 inches of Bronco linebacker. Ugh, him again, I googled as is. I smiled and thrust my fists, screaming, girl power! To no avail. Did heathens escape the burning stakes? Steaks. Charcoal broiled porterhouse are the best. So saith Grillus Christus, the grill lord of sizzle and sazzle. Baste me, bitches of baste, until my juices and your sauces juice saucillated into delectable yet thoroughly disgusting kielbasa babies. Yes. Kielbasa babies. More babies. Less writing. More eating. No kielbasa milkshakes. More blueberry muffins. With this infanticide, my erect penis was not involved in this nonsense, but the vagina monologues rambled onward despite the kielbasa in their midst, squeezing and teasing like Mr. Whipple, who was there, squeezing his rolls into the mouth. Toilet paper mouth. Formerly Paul weeped, "What the dickens was that stain on my pants?" From twerking Miley was the answer. Or could it possibly have been a funky tasting other reason, perhaps? A pizzaphonic excuse, a smut-infested atrocity like this story would be in the scorn of Pope Innocence XXX. That's triple X. 3 of them in a row. Innocence was not so innocent after all, for he buggered the almighty Anusius. Hope I'm saying that right, or I'm going to get a lot of shit come down on me. Like they were some kind of spicy Trojan horse, infected with little bubonic slime-secreting mutated donut crumbs. Donuts, she sucked ravenously at a new member of atheist forums, giving kudos and reps and other sexual favours for free, hoping to score a husband or get killed. Thank you very much. I hope you'll join me next time, and do go back and check out the previous chapters if you want to learn more about our hero. Thank you very much. Goodbye.